a whole crazy Netflix documentary
about
him.
Yeah.
It was Fear City, the joint about the mafia and shit.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts, man. It's crazy. It's a crazy time. People were getting killed left and right. Nobody could run their business without having to pay fucking protection and shit.
Yeah, that's a wild.
Yeah. So you move up here, you start school, and you sort of, gravitate to drawing because, you don't know the language.
I mean, it definitely coming here, and that was heavily influenced, in hip-hop culture. And
for sure.
Growing up in my neighborhood, there was a lot of graffiti, and still pretty much like the street life was very like prevalent as soon as you just go outside. Mm-hmm. So it was quick to just go into graffiti. And
how old were you when you started doing graffiti?
I started like doing little stuff and drawing probably at the end of elementary school into middle school. I had an older brother and kind of older friends. So as soon as they picked it up later on, I kind of adopted it real quick. Were you tagging buildings? We were like breaking into places and doing stuff. Like little kids, little kids
for
just
sure.
getting bored and just doing it. But it was cool because everybody in the group was older, and their work was kind of further along. Yeah. So it was. So always, they helped you. Yeah. They helped me, and it always kind of pushed me. Yeah. You know what I mean, I got to see what the potential was, so I got to kind of just sit there and kept working at it until I got it as good.
And how much time did you spend being a graffiti artist, or did you ever even consider yourself one?
I wouldn't say I would have considered myself one kind of like professionally or anything. Yeah. I was a kid messing around with it, and I got in trouble in school, in middle school, and then into high school. I think it kind of changed a little bit, but I saw other people get in hella trouble, and that kind of also helped me out because I'd seen friends have to pay or for buses, an entire bus that they fucked up. And
really?
Yeah, they actually.
I always wondered how they made you do that.
I don't know. They had him do community service. He had this crazy thing over his head that he had to pay it back. I don't know if he ever did. Yeah, but I mean, they were catching a lot of us with it, and I mean, they almost didn't let me walk for my middle school graduation because of that stuff.
Because of that shit.
Yeah. So then after that, I was like, and I was an idiot too because all the shit I was doing in the building was all over my sketchbook and my drawing.
You were covering up the evidence very well.
I was drawing something. I still think it was some other kids that actually ratted on me, but unless it was the teacher who was like, I think this is that same.
This is that
same guy.
You put your name there, Manny Valerio.
I was doing Think Twice.
Yeah,
Think Twice was the one I was writing.
Think Twice.
ECM was the crew. Every cop's misery.
All right, what was it?
Every cop's misery.
ECM. How many people in your crew?
It was a little crew of us. Yeah, it was a little crew, and then we knew other crews out here that were doing it. Like I said, old school, maybe high school and college kids.
Cool.
Who could have been amazing artists. All these people could have, and still are good artists. They kind of just diamonds in the rough. So I was the only one who actually turned it into a career
and said, "Hey, let me do this."
And the crazy thing was, I didn't think of myself as being the most talented one in the group.
Yeah,
I'm just the one that fucking just stuck with it.
The one that's gonna do the hardest work. You know?
Yeah.
When did you sort of see how do you make the transition basically from graffiti to tattooing?
Graffiti to tattooing, it actually went to graffiti. I wanted to do illustrations and animation. Okay. So I thought I was going to go to a real art school and stuff. I moved out to California for a year, and then
you're going to be an animator, you had
special effects animation. Okay. I wanted to be able to. The dream job was to work on those science documentaries and shit. Because I was I figure I can learn all this dope science and be ahead of the curve. Right. And I wouldn't have to do any of the science work. I'd be we discovered a black hole.
You can just draw and over here. I love that. Draw and over here. Yeah. So it goes into animation. Checking out the stencil right now.
Yeah, that one's good.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, well, a little bit more than that to do, though.
All right, cool. Sounds good.
Yeah. So where were we at? Though?
So we were your graffiti turned into animation.
Graffiti turned into animation.
Is this because basically you couldn't go back outside to fucking do more graffiti because you were getting in trouble? Probably right. Okay.
Yeah. And then coming from immigrant parents, I was never about being a starving artist. It was never like they sacrificed so much and they worked so hard for me to just choose to be poor.
Yeah, exactly.
It felt like a slap in the face. So I was like, let's do something where I can have a successful career.
Yeah.
And still kind of have fun at work, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta love your job.
Heard that.
Yeah.
So what were your first jobs? I guess at this point you kind of get to that age.
You know what's funny? My mother, she had, you know, like I said, I was an artist, so I guess even before then I wanted to maybe do like auto body and paint cars.
Okay,
I thought that would be a dope thing. And then my mother one summer, there was like a little auto body shop right in our neighborhood, and she was like, yo, this summer you're going to go over there and work. Yeah. So I actually went over there every day. I never got paid. It was, I guess, a straight up internship or for free. I got taken advantage of. But I was like 13, maybe 12 or 13. This is your
internship.
I showed up over there. But the experience definitely, you know, working with these people, the job wasn't what I thought it was. Yeah. You know, I learned what that job was like, and then I was like, nah, this isn't it. This isn't enough creativity. This is literally just fucking... The most creative thing you're doing is making the paint by mixing the right colors, and now there's fucking computers that do that shit anyways. Yeah. Honestly. At that time, that was the creative part. Other than that, it was just sanding shit, taping shit off.
You're like, that's enough. I don't need chores in my job. Yeah. All right. So you quickly realize you're like, I don't want to fucking do this car shit. So what were you probably had regular jobs, no, at some point?
I worked at a pizzeria in California. Worked with this, it was a Mexican-owned pizza shop. Probably the hardest working people I've ever worked with.
Of course, for sure.
I got reprimanded one day, man. I thought it was probably the job I worked the hardest at. Yeah. You know? And they were like, yo, you see the other girl who works here? She works way harder than you. You need to step this up.
You're getting roasted.
I was like, damn.
I'll tell you what, the honesty of a restaurant is unparalleled. Yeah. Like even, and I'm sure you deal with this as a tattoo artist, when another tattoo artist is like, yo, check out this work I did, and it may not be your favorite, you know what I mean, but you're still going to be like, yeah, you know what I mean? You know, because you never want to put anything else down.
You don't want to put them down, and you definitely don't want to put them down.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit on it in front of
you don't want to.
But at a restaurant, dude, they don't give a fuck
about that forever.
Yeah, you know? I've been fucking reprimanded at the table in front of people. You know what I mean? Like, you know, this guy's an idiot, right? All right, enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Oh man, and then they're gonna be like, that was a little salty, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly, right.
That guy was a little. Awkward.
So, working regular jobs at this pizzeria. You're telling me California, right?
Yeah, I live in Cali.
So you moved to Cali at what age?
17.
17.
Right out of high school.
And that was to pursue this animation career.
Pursue animation. I was at. I had a girlfriend out there too. Yeah. So it was a mix of both. But I went out there to go to work. He just got the look from that,
so he had to say, I was really out there for a female. It's all good.
I did have a girlfriend.
I just like the chick.
But that was part of, like, I felt like I was always drawn to California. Yeah. And it was just something that I felt like I belonged out there. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. I still love California. You know, like, we traveled all the 48 states, and that's favorite state still. You know?
Very cool. Very cool.
But
so you came back.
So I came back. Yeah, school was going to be, especially with the out-of-state tuition fees and all that, it was going to be $100,000 for 3 years, and I was supposed to get out making $50,000 a year.
Yeah, I know that.
And I was like, nah, there's no way that math adds up. I'm going to be in debt for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I decided to come back here. I was going to switch the major over to engineering, and then go to school at UConn where I can pay $50,000 and come out making $100,000.
Exactly.
And that was like the only year in my life that I didn't draw when I came back here.
Even for fun?
For fun, yeah.
You just sort of like, I'm done with this?
I was done with it. I just kind of took the classes serious. I was just at a community college and I was going to transfer again. And then just randomly I was working at this gas station and I picked up a sketchbook because I was pumping gas and kind of in between. And hold on a second. Yeah.
Oh, we got somebody at the door right now trying to.
Yeah. So I mean, that was really the only year in my life that I felt like I didn't draw at all. Mm-hmm. And then while I was working at the gas station at the same time, I picked up this sketchbook, and then I was hooked again. You know, I had missed it. I felt like I also now had a different perspective because I had just shifted from like drawing as a passion for a while, and then I had to stop that, and then I went into this very like I need to fucking work hard in order to do the engineering. The engineering wasn't so much, you know, like this creativity, like
well, you gotta hit playing. The books.
Yeah, so I had to hit the books, and that made me, when I finally got back to art, I felt like a lot more serious about it. Okay. So when I actually sat there and started drawing, I approached it now with like a more mature attitude.
Gotcha.
And I was willing to put in the work into drawing the way that I had to put in that work into engineering, into math class and shit. You know what I mean?
Up until that point, did you feel proud of your art? Were you doing for example portraits and all that?
I was doing some little drawings, maybe like celebrity portrait, that type of stuff.
Okay.
But I had always was proud and felt proud of my art. Yeah. You know, I felt like I was always the kid. I would draw other people's stuff, you know, like in art class, you know, I was kind of like helping everybody else draw. It always like attracted a lot of attention. Like I always attracted a lot of attention with my ability to draw. Yeah. You know, so because of that, it was always something that I kind of felt good about, and it just fueled me to keep going, you know, when people give you that positive feedback when you're doing anything, you're kind of more likely and inspired to do it again, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But now that I took that break and went back, I felt like I was almost surprising myself, and that was a good thing, you know what I mean? Like, to surprise myself, and I was impressing myself. Gotcha. What I was doing, because I had grown so much in that break.
Right. You know. So at that point, are you like, I'm going to turn this into a tattoo thing, or how did you?
Yeah, one of the kids working at the gas station, an older guy, he actually mentioned like, hey, maybe why don't you try tattooing? Mm-hmm. And at that point, this is like a little bit after I had started drawing again. I continued the engineering for a little while, and then I realized, like, you know what? I will be good at the engineering, you know, and I can probably make a lot of money. Yeah. But I wouldn't really be happy.
Exactly.
And I found that one out, you know, just because if I had time off, I wasn't trying to like research engineers. I was actually just sitting there drawing. And with this kid, he, you know, telling me about tattoos, I started really researching like what good tattoos look like, because I hadn't seen until that point like amazing work or portraits or anything like that. I had only seen like Superman logos, Spider-Man, or, you know, like Tweety Birds and Tasmanian Devils and that shit. So I was never really impressed. For tattoos, I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to make like amazing art. Yeah. And then I started looking online, and there was this page called Tattoo Now. It was a blog, basically like an Instagram before Instagram. Yeah. Because artists would feed their work there, and then they would have like tattoo of the day, but you would be able to find artists, and it was just kind of like this feed of just like dope tattoos, like the most recent at the top. Mm-hmm. And that one showed me that like there's amazing artwork out there. There's a guy, Phil Young, up in New Haven. Yeah. He was doing like this black and gray portrait I thought were amazing. A guy named Teryinsky, who was out in like Russia. Nick Baxter, who's also a kid from Connecticut, who's down in Texas. There was plenty of dudes. Timmy B, who was up in Boston or Massachusetts. Yeah, man. And then the guys out west, you know, Jose Lopez was one of my favorite tattoo artists, and I got to meet him, and now we're friends and stuff. But he was one of the guys when I was looking at this crazy black and gray realism, Chicano, fine line, like dope stuff. Like those guys out west inspired me a lot too. That I can pursue this and make amazing artwork.
Yeah.
And now do it in a different way. I wasn't just feeling like it had to be a painting, it had to be a drawing. I had another form of being able to reach that goal, another medium.